Hello there. Change and where we come from is often considered very important by many people and many cultures around the world. As a society grows and changes over time, it looks back at its past, sometimes with pride and sometimes with horror, as to where it started, where it had been, where it is now, and this gives them a sense of perhaps where they are going, because change is necessary, like this channel. I changed recently so that I took out the opening sequence and put it here. Making all the little changes. This episode is about the theoretical, or one theoretical, origin of the Borg. Now, the Borg have a myriad of different theoretical origins. Many of them are kind of preposterous, like Q blinked them into existence. Others are that the Borg keep re-evolving, and they're just like an endless ant's nest that just keeps coming back, and you can never seem to quite stomp it out. No matter how many of them you get rid of, the little buggers just keep coming back. The Borg may be destroyed, but the cooperative might take over one day, etc., etc. And there are many other theories. One of the better theories I've seen is that they started out a bit like the Binars, with just minor augmentations, until someday someone at some point thought, you know what would be good if we could have all those other guys' technology and make them do what we wanted them to do, and it'd be better if all of our people did as they were told as well. And they kind of came to the conclusion that unity and uniformity was a good idea, and they imposed that will upon others to improve themselves. That's one theory. But that's not the theory we're going to discuss. They're going to discuss the one that is actually not a terrible one, but let's see what you guys think. Let me know in the comment section below, and that is that V'ger created the Borg. Now, when I first heard this theory, it kind of made no sense to me. It's, of course, one theory, not canon, but it made no sense. Why would V'ger make the Borg? The Borg conquer and assimilate information. They don't exactly give it back to V'ger unless V'ger is part of the collective, which seems unlikely. It didn't make any sense to me until you start putting things into perspective. The other theory was that they were somehow co-developed, that the Borg are the machine race that V'ger encountered, but that's also fairly unlikely. Let's face it, with how advanced V'ger was and how not really conquering it was. There's a theory that as V'ger grew over time, it would become infinitely more complex and more advanced. As we know, inside of V'ger is considerably larger than its outside, and its outside is already pretty big. Basically, V'ger is a gigantic schlong-shaped TARDIS that is kinda just infinitely large inside with incredible capabilities. But with that infinite size came a certain degree of, well, who's actually maintaining it? It doesn't have a crew, and it may have been, as it picked up beings along the way with the worlds that it would absorb, it brought up the creatures with them, and it made them a bit like Ilea. It made them into a cybernetic organism, a replica of the original cells perhaps, or it just augmented them with cybernetic components. It used these beings under a collective control by V'ger to maintain its internal systems and help build new technology and expand itself and help it absorb new technology that it encountered. But eventually V'ger would outgrow this need for this cybernetic parasites on board it, and it would simply discard them. And those cybernetic parasites would go on to be the Borg that we know today. There is a few issues with this theory. One, V'ger's not that old. The Borg we know are very old, so there is an element of, you've got to get a little wibbly wobbly with V'ger's origin as well, in that V'ger wasn't only displaced in space, but was also perhaps displaced in time, either doing it itself or by natural phenomena, or someone else displaced the Voyager 6 probe through time, resulting in V'ger's actually thousands, if not tens of thousands of years old. But it's a good theory. I think it's a good possibility, but really, what do you think? I actually quite like this theory. It's why I wanted to put it as a topic of discussion within the comment section. Is this a good theory for the origin of the Borg? And a better one is, personally, my personal opinion, I don't really want to know where the Borg came from. I kind of believe that the Borg were more likely what I said before. They started out like the Binars, and they slowly took a series of baby steps to becoming more unified until eventually their collective consciousness became a thing, an entity in and of itself, and began to expand beyond the boundaries of the original creators, either that was a race or a group or organization. That's how I kind of see the Borg naturally coming into being. But the V'ger explanation does make a bit of sense, but you've got to twist other bits of information in order to make the pieces fit. Another one would be, why would V'ger simply discard them? It wouldn't have valued them as entities. It would have absorbed them. It would have recycled them in some way. That's my personal opinion. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below on this pretty decent origin of the Borg. And also let me know, do you even want an origin for the Borg? Or do you like the kind of ambiguous origins and ambiguous nature of the Borg to literally stay that way? That they're a lot scarier if you simply don't know that much about them.